Hello. I'd like to have you imagine in your minds the scenario I'm about to tell you. You're traveling along and come to the scene of an accident. You see wreckage everywhere. You can see the flashing red lights of emergency medical vehicles. You hear the sound of metal crunching as the jaws of life are trying to rescue an entrapped patient. You also see on scene a paramedic that's tending to the medical needs of this entrapped patient. Something strikes you about this paramedic. He's calm and collective. That paramedic is me. Hi, I'm John Yeske, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself and how being a paramedic in the emergency medical services has changed my life. But I wasn't always a paramedic. I'd also like to mention to you my career before becoming a paramedic and what some of my hobbies are. Before I became a paramedic, I worked as an electrician for 7 years. I didn't know why I didn't know the reason for becoming an electrician at first. I had no desire in my heart to become an electrician. I didn't even know what being an electrician was about. But I knew I had to do something with my life. A friend of mine in high school had made up his decision to enroll in Wadena Technical College to become an electrician. I thought to myself, if he can do it, I can do it. So I followed in his footsteps, graduated from college, got a job for a non-union electrical contractor shortly after college with Wendell's Electric out of Pelican Rapids. Our base of operations was the turkey plant. Yep, horrible working conditions. Soon after I quit Wendell's Electric, I joined the local union 1426 out of Fargo-Moorhead, where I completed an apprenticeship program there, got my state journeyman license, and I had the opportunity to work in different electrical shops around the state. I worked for Fergus Electric, where I spent 5 of my 7 years in the Lake Region Hospital doing remodel work. I also worked for Moorhead Electric in West Fargo, building wind towers. But through all this, I realized doing electrical work was not for me. I wasn't happy. Waking up every morning, I just dreaded going to work, having to bend pipe or pull wire. So it was at this point I decided I was going to hang up my electrician's tool belt and carry a stethoscope. This was my calling, to become a paramedic. The first step in becoming a paramedic was to do EMT classes, learning the basics. My wife thought it would be a great idea for me to take these classes as a way to meet new friends. And it was great for that. Also at these EMT classes, I seen a brochure and a flyer for paramedic night classes that were going to be offered about a month after I completed my National Registry certification as an EMT. During these paramedic classes, I learned right away this was what I wanted to do with my life. It was fun, it was rewarding, and it came naturally to me. I didn't have to struggle through the classes, through the coursework, as I did through electrical training. It's changed my life in several ways being in the emergency medical services as a paramedic. I've now become the manager for Barnesville Ambulance Services. I've made some excellent friends along the way, and I've helped people in ways I can't even possibly imagine. And most of all, I'm happy. I'm happy with being in the medical field, which is another reason why I want to continue my education in the medical field to become a nurse. But being a paramedic isn't the only thing that makes me happy. There's many other things I enjoy doing when I'm not responding to 911 calls. One of them happens to be hunting. I love getting up early in the morning, hanging out in the duck blind in all the rain, sleet, and snow, wait for the possibility of a mallard to fly by to take a shot at. I also enjoy being in the stand, bow hunting for the mystical white-tailed deer. Now, along with hunting, like most people in the upper Midwest, I really enjoy fishing as well. Open water fishing as well as ice fishing, but I prefer open water fishing over the ice fishing just because if the fish aren't biting, it's much easier to find them. And if I had to choose between any fish, which one are my favorite, it would have to be crappie. They're delicious. But along with hunting and fishing, probably the most rewarding hobby I have is simply being with friends and family. I enjoy having bonfires in our backyard with friends, family, and just spending time together. I've told you a little bit about myself tonight and how being a paramedic and in the EMS has changed my life. I've also mentioned to you my career before becoming a paramedic as well as some of my hobbies. We've all had many experiences in the journey of life in finding what makes us happy. I hope everyone here realizes what it is that makes them happy and has the courage to go for it like I've done. Thank you. Here's a scan of my audience.